Yo, what's good, my people? Welcome to Monday night Blitz Pickup Edition. Well, it's Tuesday where I'm at. Blitz Pickup coming to y'all live from Switzerland. I am still out here in Europe, so yes, but we still get this job done. We still pull up. Listen, we got a couple of crazy things for y'all. We got the Wild Wild Fins, man. We got week preseason two preseason week two preview. So we're gonna get into that. Jaden Wright, we're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about who's QB2. Also, we got Achane&Sieler dealing with, I don't know if there's significant injuries or we're gonna talk about that a few things. But before I get into all that, let me bring up my co-host Lou. What's good, my brother?
Tom, what's good?
Yo, listen. Before we get into the show, man, listen. Switzerland was so good, bro. We had to book another. we had to book another day. We had to book another day to come back. So, listen, Europe been pretty good to me. I would like to say this. Last time y'all was asking me about Paris, I was hungry as my first day there, my first day out the country after another day and a half review, so now I got 2.5 day review. Paris is overrated. I'm just tell y'all now, it's overrated. Switzerland is where it's at. Italy is tomorrow or maybe later on today for us because it's Tuesday for me right now. So yeah, man. But what's good with you though, Lou?
Hey, Tom. Today, life is life, and dog.
Yeah, are you
Uh,
outside like I'm out? Y'all see me? I'm outside. I'm outside in Switzerland. I'm just saying.
I,
I'm
I,
outside.
well, technically, right now, I'm in the car outside, heading to Georgia. Um, work calls, and I'll probably be in Georgia for the next couple of weeks. But yeah, life is life, and sorry to everybody that's in here. We were running a little late today, trying to figure out how things were going to go. But as you can see, Tony is definitely a team player from overseas, and I'm in a car right now. But we're gonna give y'all some great insight. But yeah, Tone, everything good, but life definitely is life for sure.
Hey, hold on. You wanna do the preview first, or you wanna talk about Matthew Judon? I'm gonna let you figure out where we gonna start this time, Lou, because we got a little couple things to talk about. It's a little wild out here. How Tony connection better than Lou? Oh, that it skipped up there. It say something, and he's overseas. but
Hey, man, I'm in the mid. Well, I'm on 75 right now, heading up north. Do I sound bad?
it's that same. We're gonna have to figure it out. Probably when I get back, we'll figure out what that is because we'll just go backstage and see. Is that little robotic sound after every time you finish a statement is a robotic sound. But I see you, true fan. What's going on, my peoples? I see you. What's good with you? But nah, you good, Lou. It's just that little robotic sound behind you. But you wanna get into this preview first before we get into the madness. What you wanna do, my brother?
Yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about the game this last past Saturday against Detroit. Yeah, we can start there.
Yeah, so unfortunately for me, I saw maybe like the first quarter. I didn't see the whole game. I was out here in the mountains, you know what I'm saying, life and doing enjoying my vacation. So uh give me a couple a rundown. I saw Quinn Ewers, he seemed, I mean the numbers say he did pretty well. I did see our boy, what's his name? Ollie Gordon now. Ollie Gordon starting to do his thing, right? Give me get an outlook, an overall outlook. I heard the second day was getting killed the whole game. I thought it was just the first quarter, but apparently it was the whole game. And then on top of that, Jalen Wright fumbled twice. So give me your overview of the game. Like, let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on that.
Well, Quinn Ewers, we'll start there, Tone. There's a lot of people in our fan base that are already saying he should automatically be QB2. Again, I'm not going to take nothing away from the kid, Tone. He played well on Saturday. The fact of the matter is, though, the guys he was throwing against are making Subway sandwiches next week. So, like, I'm not going to get overly excited with Quinn Ewers. It just is what it is. Zach Wilson was 15 for 23. Also led a touchdown drive. He also missed D. Eskridge. Bro, D. Eskridge Tone had his defender beat by a good 5 yards, and Zach Wilson underthrew him by at least 7 yards. So,
I
those
saw
numbers
that.
probably would. Yeah, those numbers probably would have looked a lot better. Um, that's from the two quarterbacks. I'll say both of them played well. It's it's hit or miss. But yeah, from that perspective, I think the quarterbacks both played well. They had their moments during the game. Yeah, Tone Jalen Wright. I'm gonna be honest, bro. He's out of there, bro. Like,
So far,
it,
like that bad? They out of there?
yeah. Well, Jalen Wright to me, he should like put it like this, Tone. Ollie Gordon definitely should be RB2, and you've been to training camps and stuff before. Alexander Madison went down with a neck injury. He's out for the season. If he was still on this team, Tone, I would say Jalen Wright would be RB4.
Before. That's a fact.
So, like, nah, bro. I think Jalen Wright, he's going to be in the doghouse, in my opinion. But yeah, already in these first two preseason games, I would say Ollie Gordon has definitely taken his spot. He should be RB2. Some standout guys again. Taj Washington had a good game, making plays all over the field. D. Eskridge is a playmaker, Tone. Um, and then the guy we both kind of highlighted, bro, he jumps off the screen, and I made the example the other day, Tone. He reminds me of AVG a little bit, and maybe not even so much the play style, but remember AVG how
Woody
he
Gay
was
Jr.?
always great, bro. Grayson Murphy, bro.
Oh, Grayson Murphy. Facts. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Grayson Murphy.
Tone again, bro, just all over the field on Saturday, bro. And again, not so much in the playing style of AVG, but what I liked about AVG so much, Tone, is that he always seemed like he was in the right position, right? He was always around the ball. He was always making plays. So far, so good with Grayson Murphy, bro. Before he got hurt last year, he was coming on strong. For me, bro, he's one of the best defensive players I've seen in the preseason. Obviously, I don't go to training camps. I haven't seen him as much as you have, but in these games, bro, he's a guy that has stood out to me. Um, and just the overall for the team, Tone, I would say, yeah, the secondary, they got toasted. We'll kind of talk about that a little bit later with the Matthew Judon move. I don't know, if that's the position they should have been looking at instead of corner. But I would say coming from where we were, Tone, after the first joint practice with Detroit and how they got punched in the mouth and they didn't punch back, my overall assessment after the second day of training camp where they were better, Tone, and then the game, it was good to see the Dolphins. The Dolphins never looked outmatched or out physical from the Detroit Lions. That was a big thing, like a question for me I was having. And again, bro, they didn't look like they were overpowered, overmatched on Saturday. There was some good and bad. Obviously it's a preseason game. But I would say probably a little bit more good than bad, Tone, overall assessment of how the game went on Saturday. I would say it was more good than bad.
So I would like to say this. Let me ask you this. Um, Quinn Ewers, I know you say he was playing against, four stringers, probably sandwich makers, things of that nature. But the throws are the throws, the reads are the reads. How would you say, was he making the correct reads to where you say it could translate? Were the throws on time? Were they accurate? I understand you told me that Zach Wilson underthrew Dean Eskridge on a deep throw. How does Quinn Ewers' touch look? Right? Because for me, that's what the evaluation. That's where the evaluation starts. It starts with the touch, how the throws are looking. Are he? I mean, is he making the plays or going through his productions on time? And is that timing there to where if he do have to step in for a game or two, will he be able to hold the fort down? Because for us, right, let's just be real, for me and you, people like me and you, if Tua goes down, we want it to go to shit. We don't want at least a serviceable backup. Does he look like he could be a serviceable backup? Does he look like once he get in it's going to be better production than what we're used to? Or is it just like what's the dude name we had, a Reed Senate? Is it a Reed Senate type deal for you, Lewis?
Well, that's the perfect guy right there, Tone. Reed Sinet, again, he looked great in the preseason because he was working or playing against Walmart workers, right? Let's call it for what it is. Skylar Thompson was an MVP type player in the preseason until he got in the live game with starters, and then we seen the real Skylar Thompson. I'm not going to say Quinn Ewers is as bad as Skylar Thompson. Again, I don't know how to answer that question. I just know, Tone, and you haven't been around here lately since you're overseas. But after the game, bro, you should have seen this fan base, Tom. Quinn Ewers should be QB1
Oh
right at
God.
this point. And all I'm saying is, bro, again, he's making the right reads, so that's a positive, right? I haven't seen him in neither one of these games, first two games, Tone, throw a pass over 25 yards. So I don't know, that deep ball accuracy or nothing like that. I don't know. I think he threw like an 18, 19-yard touchdown, maybe a 20-yarder, something like that against Detroit. Again, he's making the right reads. I'm not jumping too much into it though, Tone. It's against third and fourth, fifth stringers, right? I would like to see him kind of go maybe at least at some twos, maybe before I give you a full evaluation. But yeah, if to answer the question, I do think this backup quarterback room though is better than what we had with Mike White, Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater, Jacoby Brissett, those kind of guys. Yeah, I would say yes. But time will tell if Quinn Ewers can come in for a game or two games in the regular season, going against starters and actually being able to do what he's doing now against Subway sandwich makers. Let's just be honest.
So then this is what I would say then. Um when I watched the beginning of it, I did notice that our starters didn't play. I told y'all last episode I disagree with that. I wasn't a big fan of that. We cannot afford a slow start. Like if y'all go through the schedule, go look at our schedule. Think about this. The easy games are, well, at least from last year's schedule wise, they are the beginning of our schedule. So we have to take full advantage of the beginning of the schedule because towards the end, unfortunately for us, we play them hitters. We play the big dogs. We play the playoff teams toward the end of our schedule, including that little that 3 game stretch with it Buffalo, Washington, and Baltimore all back to back. That's gonna be telling for the Dolphins to see how this season pans out. One thing I will say is there's no excuses. What I was gonna say, there's no excuses because at the end of the day, injuries, we not gonna blame it on injuries, right? The offensive line, we not giving no pass for the offensive line because you should address that, which he did address it. Um Jonah, I guess Jonah has been looking well. Patrick Paul, he has been doing, I mean, he's been doing extremely good. The whole offseason training camp and everything like that. Plus, it's going into the preseason. He did not play this preseason, so I would Patrick Paul, Jonah should play every preseason. Honestly, this is facts. All the starting secondary need to play every preseason. All our wide receivers, Tyreek, Waddle. If you want to put Esters in there, you want to get Westbrook and Keenan in there. Like we need these players to have reps. Why? Because it's a time-based offense. How do you not get as many reps as you can possibly get in a time-based offense and then expect for everything to run smoothly? That's not how it works in the real world. So that is the thing that I be critical about Mike McDaniels about is like you gotta make things that's simple. Don't overthink it. You have a bunch of new players at wide receiver, and then you have a guy that was complaining about not getting a lot of reps, and he's been injured, and Tyreek Hill. So you need as many reps as you want, and at least you want to get two acclimated to maybe the Westbrook of Kennedy, maybe the Dean Eskridge, maybe the Taj Washington, Malik Washington. He needs to get timing and plays in with these guys because if Tyreek, for some reason, we don't know whether he's looking for a trade, whether he's really injured and he's not going to be as healthy as he's used to be healthy for his entirety of his season, then Tua needs those reps with the guys that he's going to be on the field with. We seen, go back and look at the Buffalo game. We saw when the dude came in, I keep forgetting his name from Pittsburgh, big dude, right? He came in a key pivotal moment in the AFC East Championship clinching game, and he got in. The time was off. Tua through the game clinching interception. We can't afford that this season. Actually, we can't afford that at all. But you need to you pay this guy. You need to be him put or you need to put him in a position to be at his best at all times at the beginning of the season. So this notion or this narrative of what he's running with now, this notion, I don't know what he's doing or why he's not letting the starters play at minimum 2 to 3 series per game because of the situation that we're in. We're not the rest of the teams. I keep on pointing out Cincinnati, right? Cincinnati, they want to not start slow like they have been. Guess what? First game, starters played the whole first half. You have to take that type of approach if you want to improve because this is a crucial season. I think we could all sit here and say, if we don't succeed at least one, maybe two playoff games this year, I guarantee y'all there's going to be some major changes. Not minimal. There's going to be major changes that we might not foresee, or some of us we do foresee. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. They need to do whatever it takes to make sure we have a fast start because we don't typically do well at the end of the season. We don't typically do well against the playoff teams, and those are the teams that we're going to play. We're going to face at the end of the season, and they're going to be playoff teams. Mike McDaniel, take advantage of every opportunity. This is where coaching comes in at. This is where you take away X's and O's and you do common sense. Are you a great coach? This is it has nothing to do with X's and O's at this point. So from my standpoint, I'm trying to figure out why isn't Mike McDaniel putting this team in the best situation to where we could be successful? We don't have this kind of luxury to be playing these games.
Because they're pussyfooting around, Tone. They're so scared because the past couple of years there's been so many injuries along this team. They're just so scared to put anybody out there. They don't want to get no one hurt before the actual games start meaning something. Now I'm with you. I want to see our starters get timing, get reps, get their feet like under them, right? Like I'm with you, Tone, but I'm just giving
Right.
you why you're saying why they're not doing it. In my opinion, I don't know this for to be 100% factual, but I just think they're with the approach and the mindset of man that we've been so injury like ridden, like the snake has bit
It's
us
football,
so many.
Lou.
And bro,
It's
I'm with you.
football.
And listen, I'm with you. I'm not saying. I'm just telling you why they're doing it. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm more on lines with you. But I'm just when you're asking the question, why do you think it is? I think that's what it is. I think Could you imagine if Tua went down, not even when the season started, or God forbid Waddle or Tyreek Hill go down? Again, I'm not saying I agree, but I'm just trying to give you a reason why they're doing it.
I mean, to me, that's not a reason. It isn't. Players go down. Injuries is part of football. You know why? I ain't gonna say why. Listen, people played more preseason games back in the days, and we didn't. We're not used to having this amount of injuries so early in the season. I think those two correlate with each other. You're making these players weak and soft body. You know how you get ready and prepared for a full, rugged season of NFL? By practicing hard. 2 a days. You remember 2 a days? We did 2 a days, sometimes 3 a days.
Absolutely.
So your body is you can't go from these weak and soft practices to full game speed and full on contact if you're not used to that. That's how you build up the tolerance level. So I think they need to think like that and stop outsmarting everything. I told you, Lou, back then, what I said killed the NFL. Analytics.
Oh,
Analytics
absolutely.
killed the NFL, bro. Because analytics say, oh, you give them as much rest so they could prepare their body and their body could be fully healthy. But you know what? Your body has to be used to taking that pain because think about this. If anyone that ever played sport, especially the sport of football, when you first started practicing and playing football, that first week, second week, third week, even the first month, your body is sore because your body not used to taking that physical contact. After a month, your body feel normal after 2 3 days of practice. You could go weeks and be like practice, and now it's a normal day because your body adapt to that situation. So why these people are not taking that same approach when it comes to professional football, it blows my mind. I don't understand that. Right? So I get what you're saying, but to me that's the wrong approach to take because you're making them soft body. You're not getting them used to playing and being physical. And plus they got to get up the game speed. I'm sorry, you go practice all you want, you can have joint practice all you want, but that's not game speed. One thing about the preseason, even though those are sandwich makers and tomato cans, sandwich makers and tomato cans, they're going full speed because they fighting for a job. They need to make this team. So they're going 100, maybe 1,000 miles an hour because they understand they don't have the luxury of taking it easy. So you need to put your guys out there to at least get used to the game speed. I would never agree with this.
Hey, listen. Again, I see a lot of people agreeing with you in the chat and saying Von Joseph something about if Tyreek or Waddle went down, it would be easier for them to find a replacement now than in the middle of the season. Again, bro, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, Tone. And just for the people in the chat, I agree. I'm just
Right.
going to when you said why do you think it is? I'm just telling you why I think it is. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying I think they look at it and they are so scared for their life that these players are going to go down. They're trying to protect them, and I don't agree with that. But again, I'm just telling you that, in my opinion, I think that's what it is.
All right. Well, you know what?
But I'm with you. Let them boys
All right,
play. I'm with you.
since we're on the same page with that, let's talk about QB2. Right. Based on what you saw, do you think or not Quinn? Yeah, Quinn Ewers solidify his position at least in your eyes, or say should the fans be like, oh, Quinn Ewers is basically QB2, or we're not going to put too much emphasis on preseason or put too much stock into preseason and say, hey, listen, they paid Zach Wilson 6 million, so he's going to be QB2 regardless. What is your thoughts on that, and how do you think the Dolphins should approach this?
Nah, again, I told you the other day, Tone, in every movie, the quote goes, follow the money. The money is with Zach Wilson. Zach
Mm,
Wilson's going to be QB2. And again,
mm,
bro, I know what everybody, bro, everybody likes to play with their shiny new toy. And or Quinn Ewers is a shiny new toy. Bro, he's playing against people that will be at the checkout line at Walmart next week. Again, bro, let's calm down with the Quinn Ewers love. Again, he's been okay. I don't know what everybody says they're seeing though.
mm.
Like I'm gonna be honest with you, Tone. Like again, he's throwing to wide open people because our corners are our starters suck, right? And if our starters suck, what do you think the other team's third, fourth, and fifth are you think they're great?
Yeah. No,
Bro,
not absolutely not.
he, he's playing against trash, bro. So no, I'm not. Hey, listen, as far as I'm concerned, Quinn Ewers is still QB3. I'm sorry.
So okay, Quinn, Zach Wilson is playing against twos and threes as well, and he's not being productive. So what do you say about that? I mean, at least
Well,
when Quinn
well,
Ewers
well,
out there playing. Go
well
ahead.
I would say this, Tone. Right? You haven't been around. Were you here after Shador Sanders' first preseason
Yes.
start? You were here for
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
Now he went 14 for 23. Tone. He had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he had I think it was 147 yards or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody told me how great he played, right? He was
Hmm.
14 and 23. Zach Wilson just finished a 15 for 23 for the same amount of yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. So how do we go from 14 for 23 is great, but 15 for 23 is trash? Like make that where do they do that at?
Well, we know how the Shador Sanders, the coat. We
It
know
was
how
people
they
in
move.
our fan base though, Tom.
I mean, listen. I don't want to. I don't want to. Listen. I'm enjoying myself in Europe. I'm in Switzerland right now. I don't want to be disrespectful out here. I'm having too much of a good time. So we not gonna talk about the fan base. What I would say is, do you think that's a cause for concern though? Because I hear you say that you think that the backups are better, but is it significantly better? or you just it's better than what we saw so far.
Again, I'm not saying Zach Wilson is great. And yeah, I think there should be a competition. I just don't think if you're paying, and again, for Quinn Ewers, let's say he's making 1 point something $1 million this season. Let's call it $1 million just to keep it even. Zach Wilson
Right.
is making six.
Mm.
You think they're putting $6 million on the bench?
Nah, I don't think so.
That
Triple S, I
and
think.
that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to lie to these people, bro. Quinn Ewers is not jumping Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, he's not.
Speaking, I know you see Triple S. I agree with your message that you just put in there, the comment that you put down there. If Quinn Ewers or Zach Wilson has to see the field, then we cooked. These are facts. We're
I
cooked.
mean, yeah, pretty much.
Listen, I mean, I just listen. We're gonna review it. I get it. So, okay, talk to me about Jalen Wright and Ollie Gordon the third or the second. Ollie Gordon the second. Jalen Wright, 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles, right? Ollie Gordon seemed to be impressive. Give me your thoughts, and then I'll give you my thoughts because I've been this one I'm going based off highlights. But what are your thoughts of what you've seen in the preseason?
What I've seen in the preseason, if it was me and I was the general manager, Tone, if I wouldn't have traded up to go get Jalen Wright, I don't even know if he would make this football team. Um, if Alexander Madison was still healthy, and from what I've seen from Ollie Gordon, yeah, like I said, bro, Jalen Wright is definitely RB4 or would be at this point. Um, yeah, bro. Listen, it's not even a conversation no more. I don't think Jalen Wright is a scheme fit. I think he's pussyfooting around the holes. Like he's trying to be slow at first, trying to see, I guess, the hole or whatever, then trying to hit. He's not that type of runner, bro. I just don't see the fit here with Jalen Wright in Miami. Again, bro, I'm not going to completely write him off, but nah, bro. It's again, just my opinion, Tone, between him and Ollie Gordon, it's not even a conversation. Like Ollie Gordon is RB2, and bro, like the conversation we were just having, Tone, between it's a lot closer between yours and Wilson than it is between Ollie Gordon and Jalen Wright. Like Ollie Gordon is blowing Jalen Wright out the water at this point.
I think, and you know, it's unfortunate. What we spun a third round on Jalen Wright, correct?
Yeah, I believe it was a third rounder. Yep.
So I would say this: if Mike McDaniel you want to show me something different, Ollie Gordon would be RB number two. RB two, yeah. I'm done with us just playing people based off the draft capital that we spun on them. Okay, we got him for a third rounder. So we got Ollie Gordon in what the sixth round, the sixth or seventh round. So who's producing more on the field, right? And we know Ollie Gordon outside of that injury, he was a top running back in college. Big 12. Didn't he win Big 12 Player of the Year? 2 years, the year before last. So at the end of the day, we understand he's a game breaker and a game changer. And guess what he has? That physicality. He has that mentality that we need to change this culture. He's a culture changing type dude, and he's out there looking like he's willing to change the culture. He's seeking out contact. And then you have a Jalen Wright, right? You have the opportunity to take over RB number two, which is technically uh running back 1A/B, 1A B, right? And you have your worst training camp, you have your worst showings in preseason. That to me don't seem like a guy that's willing to step up to the plate. That seems like a guy that you need to sit on that bench and be like, yeah, we might, because we drafted you, we're gonna give you opportunity to do better and improve. But what you showing us right now, Ali Gordon, and you starting at running, not starting, you're RB2 because we need to reward production. Sorry, we need to reward production. Mike Best, I see you in there. He said, Tony, hold on, I got you. Tony, you back? No, I'm not back yet, my brother. I'm in Switzerland right now. So yeah, I'm still in Europe. But I'm gonna DM you later because I got something that I need to talk to you about, my brother. So stay tuned. As soon as I get done with the show, I'm gonna hit you up in your DM. Mike Best, so look for that. But yeah, back to Ali Gordon. I mean Mike McDaniel. Reward production. Ali Gordon is playing like he want to be RB number two. Jalen Wright is playing like he don't even belong on his team. Lewis, you said it backstage, and you also said it in your little preview of the preseason week two. If Alexander Madison was on his team, he would be above Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright would be RB number four in that scenario because all of the running backs outperformed him. And I'm sorry, I think football is what you do on the field. You have some people that can practice amazing, but when it comes to game day, they just fold under that pressure. When you see that guy go out there and he shows up, Ali Gordon, I'm speaking of, he shows up in the preseason and he shows you that he's willing to take the next step, you reward that. And then you have the guy on the other hand that's fumbling. He's not taking full advantage of his opportunity that's been given to him. He didn't like he's not even ready for the moment. You put that on the bench. You have to understand and set a standard. The standard is performance. This is a result-based profession, not only for coaches, not only for the front office, for players as well. Because if your players are not performing, then they can't do. They're no good for you. So, at the end of the day, Ali Gordon, hands down, light years ahead of Jalen Wright right now. He should be getting second team reps. Or if Achane is not going to play, I don't know if they're going to play him in the third game. I don't know. I don't understand. Start Ali Gordon. Send a message. Let them know that your draft status do not determine your playing time. I'm sorry, but that's what the good franchises do. They don't go just based off draft status. Because if that was the case, y'all remember when Seattle invested all that money in Matt Flynn, but a third rounder and Russell Westbrook came in and outperformed them in training camp and earned a starting job? They got a Super Bowl out of that. And two Super Bowl appearances. So all I'm saying is if you have the guy in practice and on the field and he's outperforming the guy that was drafted ahead of him or the guy that was slated to be a starter over him, you need to reward that because performance is how you get W's in this league, not your draft status, not how much money you get paid, only performance. Listen, 41 of y'all in the building. Please listen. I'm coming to y'all from Switzerland. We in Europe with it. Lewis is on the road heading up to heading up north, right? And we still giving y'all this content. So y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if y'all haven't subscribed. The road to 700 is on the way. I will be back next week, but listen, we still giving y'all this content. Whether we come later, well, I mean it's 7:30 is anyway, so y'all used to this. So y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Help share this content, and get us in the algorithm. But yeah, back to Mike McDaniel and the running backs. This is what I want to point out with Ali Gordon. That physicality, that's what we need. Offensive line, if that helps the offensive line out too, because you know what? They understand that they don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect because I got a guy that's willing to run through tackles. And if I do shit, because I saw Jonah on one of the plays that he did take took that ride with the first blocker, but he fell to the ground, so he couldn't get to that second level. Ali Gordon is the type of running back that run through the second level guys. So you don't look as bad on there. It's a big play. We focusing on what Ali Gordon did. We not focused on you not making it to the second level. That helps out your teammates. That helps out the morale. That helps out the camaraderie. So I'm trying to say is when you have game changers and game breakers and people that run physical, please, please put that man to use because this is what we need. Tony pulled up from Switzerland. Alex can't even pull up from the circle across the street. Circle what? It's high. It's Circle K across the street. Hey, listen, man. Hey, man. We out here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna focus on we here. You know what I'm saying? Leave my boy Alex alone for right now. But what else? Oh yeah, and then at the same time, when he start breaking tackles, right? Your offensive line, your offense in general gets in a rhythm, and then when they do execute to the proper, execute properly, then you have them game changers. When you have a bruising running back, what it do? It wears down a defense. That's when you put an A10 and make them run those speed routes, or the outside zones, and put them at receiver and make them as a playmaker. That defense is wore down. They not as fast, as explosive as they started out the game with. And then now you got A10 running past people, as well as Ollie Gordon running through people. It's pick your poison at that time. So please, Mike McDaniel, if you listening, take advantage of what you have in that backfield. We haven't had a bruiser like this since Jay Ajayi, and we see what he did. At least he ran us to a playoff, and he knew how to handle Buffalo Bills. Let's talk about that. Over 204 against Buffalo Bills. Let's really get into it. These are the type of players and the type of mentality that we need for this team to be successful, or at least be what we want them to be. So please, Ollie Gordon, RB2. I would say RB1B, because HN1A, the second team running back, is going to be 1B. But listen, speaking of run game, HN, Lou, injuries. HN being held out for potential injury. Are you concerned with that? Oh, how concerned are you about that, or with that?
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all, Tone. I think again, this is just yeah, he's injured, wink, wink, but I don't think he's injured at all. I think they already know what they're getting from A-Chain, and I just think again, whether I agree or disagree with it, I would have him playing. But again, bro, I think they know what they're gonna get from A-Chain, and hey, we'll see you week one. I don't think he's injured at all. To be honest
No,
with you, so I'm not concerned. Nah, I think A-Chain will be fine week one.
but correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't they say they week to week now?
Well, they came out today supposedly and said that A-Chain probably is not going to practice this week against the Jags, and he will not play against the Jags. And basically, they said A-Chain will be there week one, and then they said Zach Seiler will be practicing or participating this week in practice. They didn't say if he was going to be playing in the game, not or in the game though. But he is going to be. Zach Seiler's returning to practice. They basically said A-Chain is a no go until week one.
Okay, okay. Because I was going to ask you about the Zach Seiler. Did we have any updates on Zach Seiler? What do we know what the injury was with Zach
I
Seiler?
have I haven't seen nothing about no injury with Zach Seiler.
It's one of those, right? That unfortunately, okay. So one of them phantom injuries that we don't know what it is. Um, I mean, Zach Sealer, you know what you're getting from Zach Sealer, but I do prefer them get the reps in. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to stand on that. Um, Achan, on the other hand, injuries that don't sound good for Achan. Listen, this is a contract year for him, right? They could start negotiating his contract after this season. And your first season, you started off good, had the injury. Your second season, you did have the concussion, didn't miss a game now, but you did get the concussion. So that's two injury riddled seasons back to back. And also your running wasn't as explosive and dynamic as it was season one. Now you did become an all around weapon as far as improving upon your receiving, but the running, which is you are running back first, it wasn't as explosive. So I think putting him, I don't know what the injury is. I don't know if it's a phantom injury. I don't know what they looking at. Like if it's from what you're saying, Lou, is that they know what they getting from Achan, then I wouldn't play him. I'm not. I'm opposed to that. I am opposed to that because no, I think we need to play our starters. I think we need to get them in the rhythm, and I think we need to know and put emphasis on how important a fast start is. Not only this season, for any season, but especially this season because of how the schedule shapes up. Man, we need that fast start. So, and then when you got Jalen Wright, listen, don't wait until regular season and send a message. I'll bench him in the preseason. Oh, you want to fumble? Okay, you know what? We might put you in the fourth quarter next game, maybe, right? Um, I see. I can't read that message right now. I see, but I'll get back to y'all. But
What message you looking for?
no, Von Joe just messaged me. Said something about what he put in the chat. I don't know if you can find it for me, Lou, because I can't see it. He said something about the scheme or something like that. But listen, at the end of the day, don't wait until regular season and discipline your players. Discipline is practice, preseason, regular season, playoffs, off season. You always discipline your players. You always set a standard. So if they want to change the culture here and implement a winning culture, these are the type of things that you have to take advantage of. Oh, okay, you want to do this? We know we wasted the third round on you. You getting benched. Sorry, And then Lou, you remember when you came in and you said Achan, you would prefer that they make use more of a receiving back than a running back, and I was like, I don't. They're not gonna fully, transition him to a receiving type guy. But you want to send another message? How about having Achan and Ollie Gordon in the game at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
These are the type of packages we were going to use with you and Achan, but you can't seem to get the job done. So Ollie, come on, let's run these plays here. We want a bruiser in the backfield, and we want a weapon outside helping our other dynamic receivers. Why not show this? Why not punish him and show him that the culture this year and the standard this year is going to be up here, and everyone has to meet that criteria, no exceptions, because this is what I hate. Every time we seem to be talking about the Dolphins, it's from the standpoint of, oh, in a regular season. Like, look what you said with H10. Oh, they seen what they got from H10. We're gonna save it for the regular season. It seemed like Jalen Wright could fumble the ball and mess up in preseason all he won't, and then we'll see how he works out in the regular season before we discipline him. And Ollie Gordon, like he seemed to be outplaying, not seemed to be, he is most definitely outplaying Jalen Wright. But what, we gonna wait till the regular season to see if we gonna start him over Jalen Wright? No, start right now. Practice make perfect. I keep telling y'all, teams that win championships, it starts on the practice field. They practice tougher than everyone else. They practice more. They take it more serious. They've been more explosive, and They put more emphasis on doing everything correctly. We don't put emphasis on doing everything correctly every single rep.
Well, I think that's what the move is gonna. I think that's what's gonna happen now, Tone. I think, again, the easiest way to get on to a coach's bad side is turning the ball over, and Jalen Wright putting the balls on the ground like that. Again, bro, I think Ollie Gordon, maybe not to your point here in games, but I think in the regular season, I think RB2 will be Ollie Gordon. I think he would get in the game before Jalen Wright got into the game.
But it needs to be from week one, Lou.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I think in week one, I think perfect scenario, Tone. Week one, the opening drive, like what Tua and the offense did against the Bears, right? They got down to the goal line. I think Ollie Gordon gets into the game in that scenario.
Yeah, but
Week one.
I don't think they should wait till we get to the goal line. I think if you're gonna rotate your running back out, it should be the first rotational guy, Ollie Gordon.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think A-Chain will be that guy, but let's say they got into that scenario. I think the first guy, if you take A-Chain out of that scenario,
Yeah, they
you're
put Ollie Gordon in.
I think Ollie Gordon goes in there before Jalen Wright does, is what I'm saying.
I mean, that's what we hoping. As of now, they haven't showed us anything
Oh,
to say
absolutely.
that. Yeah, that we willing to be able to, like. Okay, I'm confident that that's going to happen.
And,
A10 has a calf injury, Lewis. Oh,
and this is what I'm saying. I know what they're saying he has. What I'm telling you is they're lying. He doesn't have shit. What I'm telling you, they know what they got in A-Chain, and I'm not saying I agree. Again, I would play A-Chain. But we know what A Chain is, right? The
Yeah.
Dolphins know what Achane is. They're not playing him in the last week of preseason. We'll see Achane week 1. Y'all can believe that calf injury bullshit if y'all want to. I just don't. I don't believe that one bit. Because I watched the game this weekend, Tone, against Detroit. Achane giggling, laughing, running up and down that sideline. Didn't look like he had a stress in the world.
Mm,
But now all of a sudden he has a calf injury? Yeah,
mm.
all right, cool. I mean, I get it.
What you saying is Eichenberg?
Well, again, Tone. All I'm saying is Eichenberg hasn't practiced in a month and a half, and we still don't even know what the injury is.
Hey, I'm just saying. I got him a 10 for a hat. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Are you saying it's an Eichenberg injury? Because we don't know what. I mean, well, technically they do know what's over 810.
Well,
So if it's a calf injury, all right, cool.
well,
Soft tissue injuries.
level two noob is saying everything is a conspiracy. I'm not even giving you a conspiracy. I'm telling you that he's healthy. He's just not playing.
Okay,
That's what it
okay.
is.
If he healthy and he just not playing, then listen. I'm not gonna agree with that one way or the other. So I'm still gonna disagree with it. However, I mean, I ain't gonna. I won't say I prefer. If that's how they moving, then I'd rather it be that than he's actually dealing with injuries, and we have to worry about that going into week 1 of the season. Running back room or any positional group being injured going into the season. But listen, we already 48 minutes or 46 minutes in. So let me get into before we get into Matthew Judon. This secondary, though. Talk to me about the secondary, my brother. What are we doing with the secondary? In your words, what I'm supposed to do with that, Lou?
Well, yeah,
What I'm supposed to do with
we're gonna hope and pray. That's what we're gonna do with this secondary.
that?
I mean, Tone, listen, at this point, Jason Marshall Jr. made some plays this weekend, but again, he's a rookie and he also had some mistakes. Um, Storm Duck, it is what it is. Um, yeah. Listen, the secondary's bad, man. I mean, now White Lightning has a hamstring injury supposedly or something like that.
Mm,
I, Tone, they got to make a move, bro. Right?
they have
And
to.
earlier today there was a report that came out. Supposedly there could be a trade possibly in the works for a again by the tweet that came out or the
Mm.
report that came out. It was an elite cornerback out of the NFC.
You see who they plan on giving up though?
Well, oh, you ready to get into that now?
Hey, we here right now. I mean, you talk about the secondary, so we might well let's talk about it.
Well, cool. I said it earlier, Tony. I popped into a Twitter space. I was in there for like 2 minutes just so I can get this what I'm about to tell you now. I
Yeah,
would
Twitter's
trade.
below me right now. I'm too bougie for Twitter right now. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. That's a fact. Um, yeah, you know
us,
them.
us,
You,
us
you know,
foreigners don't know nothing about Twitter X or whatever y'all call it.
yeah, them
I'm a
Europeans don't.
Swiss now. I'm not a Frenchman. I'm a Swiss. It's levels.
Yeah, them Europeans don't do Twitter like that. Um,
Facts.
uh, Tone, I would get rid of Jalen Phillips for a bag of chips, a grape soda, and a
Yeah.
seventh round pick.
So
I mean, it is what it is at this point, bro. Like everybody knows how I feel about Jalen Phillips. I could care less that I see you on a treadmill writing Instagram poems of how hard you're working. That shit don't matter to me. Um, there's some names, Tone, that has been brought up with Jalen Phillips. So I guess Mystic was saying earlier that it could be a possible trade with Seattle for Tyreek Woolen. I would be all over that.
facts.
Um, they Jalen Jackson, I believe, out of Chicago.
Well, I'm taking him to. Oh yes,
I I
very under. People not talk about, bro. Lewis, yes,
I,
do
I
that.
would
I'm
take
pulling that
I,
trigger.
I would pull that trigger as well. Um, again, bro, they got to do something. That's why this Matthew Judon signing, Tone, for me. I, again, I'm cool. I get it,
You read
but
between the lines.
yeah, you read between the lines. Somebody at it. Chop ain't going nowhere. We both agree with that. So it's either Phillips or Chubb. And I brought up this scenario, Tone. I know Bradley Chubb won't be here next year. I get it. But the reason that Jalen Phillips' name is so like being brought up, at least in my opinion, Tone, why his name is being brought up, I don't think the Dolphins have any plans on bringing him back.
Mm,
This is his fifth year. This is his last year. I think Jalen Phillips, this is, again, a little swan song in Miami. I think this would be the perfect time. If you could get again, a Tyreek Woolen type, a Jalen Jackson type out of Chicago, bro, I'm pulling that trigger ASAP, Tone. Like with
yeah,
the
twice on Sunday. Yeah,
absolutely. So I don't know how you feel about that, Tone, but they got to do something with the secondary because again, it is bad. I think when the season starts, Tone, and you get the starters out there, I think that front seven can help a little bit. But yeah, from what we've seen so far, that's the weakest link of the team, and they got to make a move, Tone.
yeah. And I'll say, listen to all the people that love Jalen Phillips. He has the one thing that we do not want to compromise on, and what that is, Lou, mental weakness. He's built right. He's. I see they trying to kill my boy Joe Burrow, but at least he's in the game. Mike McDaniel, take notes. I just don't be talking just to be talking. Take notes. At least he's in the game trying to prevent these slow starts. But again, back to Jalen Phillips. At the end of the mental weakness is something that we can move on. Like you say all the time, he's built like Tarzan but plays like Jane. He's he's a game changer when he's in the game. When he's healthy, he is. But we all know it's the NFL. You're going to have down games. Teams, if you start to be a game changer, teams are going. I'm a game changer. Teams are going to start to scheme around you and double team you. So you're going to be getting your ass whooped. And you got to understand, excuse me, you taking on these double teams and maybe even triple teams to help out the rest of your teammates. So even if you're not doing well, but the rest of your D line is doing well, you can't go and leave the field and say, "Oh, every time I have a bad game, I question my abilities. I question if I feel like I can even play this game." What? So if they can, and then on top of that, injuries. He's just as injured as the most injured people on his team that we talk
He
about too all the
he's
time.
the he's the Tua Tagovailoa on the defense, Tone.
With him and Austin Jackson. But oh well, you saw on the defense. Yeah,
On the he's Tua. He hasn't played a full season since he's been here, Tone.
and people are overlooking that. I hate that people look at potential and we like him. He's a good guy. He came from the U, and we feel like we should give him pass after pass after pass. Listen, let me tell you something. If you could turn around and get a game changing DB for Jalen Phillips, a guy that didn't live up to that first round draft pick that he got, man, come on. You got to take that because cornerback and edge rusher, they 1A and 1B when it comes to the importance of a defense. Cornerbacks affect the number one player on the field, which is quarterback. Edge rushers affect the number one player on the field, which is quarterback. So you just basing, it's not apples to oranges, it's oranges to oranges now when you're comparing them. So if you could get you a game changing second a DB, bro, can you imagine not only being able to lock off one side of the field, and then the one good cornerbacks help out that secondary tremendously. And then guess what it does? It improves the front seven, which is our strength on defense. Because we can afford to miss the edge rusher. We can. Like you said, Lou, who has been the best player in preseason so far?
Grayson Murphy,
Grayson Murphy. What is he? Edge rusher.
edge rusher.
And you listen, Jordan Phillips, D tackle, been what? Probably the second best on defense. That D line, right? You got Chubb coming back. You got Chop, and then you add in a cornerback that could give you a little bit extra to where you could roll that coverage over to your the weak side of the defense or the secondary. and allow that front seven to get busy. Because Jordan Brooks ain't going nowhere. Willie Gay Jr. ain't going nowhere. Um, Johan Dawson ain't going nowhere. No, it's not Johan. I keep on saying it. Tyler Dawson ain't going nowhere. Right? That front seven is a formidable group if you just give them, man, one game change at cornerback. We already got Mika back there, all pro.
Well,
Give me another. Go
people are
ahead, bro.
saying, my fault. People are saying Phillips has no value, and again, to get like an elite
That's
corner.
what. That's what I'm saying. If they could, if that's all coming out of what's
But if you're
going on,
if you're going to try to get one of these elite corners, though, you're going to have to
drop
get
it.
Phillips and a draft pick,
I drop
right?
it. So okay.
Like again, I think the Dolphins. What do we have? We have 2/3 this year, correct?
Hey, Lou. Second in the past three. What you said? Two what? Did he cut up? Did you
We
you?
we
I,
we have 3/3 this season, right? In this year's draft in
give
2026.
one. Give one up. I was going. I was even gonna say a second rounder.
Yeah, you could either you again, bro, for a guy like that. No, the only problem is like a guy like Tyreek Woolen. This is his final season,
You
right?
got to pay him.
So again, if you let's say you put off a trade like that, you're gonna have to pay him.
But guess what? If you keep a guy like Jalen Phillips around, you got to pay him too.
Oh, bro,
And
listen,
corner, which
I'm,
which 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 position come out cheaper? Cornerback is cheaper than edge rusher.
well,
Sorry,
absolutely,
it
yeah,
makes
for sure.
sense to me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh,
And
I'm
then
I'm, I'm trading Jalen Phillips. You know that.
and then on top of that, you getting off that Tyreek contract, right? Bradley Chubb, you might be getting off that contract, right? Now I'm not in the Tua Tagovailoa type, like you said that it might be his last season, but that's also a possibility. So wait, Tony H and Lewis. Didn't people say, hold on, bring that coming up because I can't see it. It's gone. Didn't people say Ramsey had no facts?
Very good
Facts,
point.
Rondo. Very good point, Rondo.
Very good
Fact.
point.
So at the end of the day, if we want what's best for this team. So if you could spin and turn off, I mean, turn Jaden Phillips into a game changer quarterback, that the dude from Jackson, I mean Johnson from Chicago, I think that one because he's underrated. He don't have all of the outside noise like all the rest of these cornerbacks, but he's been a top five cornerback in the past two seasons.
And,
People
and
just not saying his name like that.
and I think he has like 2 years left on his deal too. I think.
I'm telling you, that one right there, yeah. I'm sorry, Nene's of the world. I'm sorry, Spliffs of the world, and all the rest. Grill would be cooking with that. He would. I'm sorry. Um, and at the end of the day, that man, that puts us back in. I think now he's a guy that I could say, you know what, he could account for a game, maybe a game or two. If he helped that secondary out as much as we think he can, that's an extra game or two. That moves you from 9 to 10 or 11, Lou. I'm telling you, you could do something with that, and you could build around them. That could be, hey Lou, I'm about to use one of them words. That could be a foundational piece, Lou.
Oh,
That
oh,
could be.
okay.
Oh, we talking
Okay.
foundations.
We talking foundation?
That's what I'm just saying. Hey, that could be a foundational piece. Listen, man. I'm just a fan, hoping. Um, I'm out here, and once I get back in the states, I could do a little bit more research. But man, if we a cornerback, if we get rid of Jalen Phillips for a cornerback, yeah. Oh, what you think about? I know you said something briefly, but what you think about Matthew Judon? Matthew
Hey,
Judon.
a depth piece. I think he had like 5.5 sacks last year, in Atlanta. Again, bro, a guy that kind of knows the division. Remember his time in New England. I think it was like 3 or 4 years he played there. Now I heard something that Anthony Weaver was with Matthew Judon when Matthew Judon was in Baltimore, right? So
Mhm.
So the fact of the matter is, I think this move right here specifically is an Anthony Weaver type move. Just another guy you can bring in, knows the defense, knows how it's supposed to be played. Again, it doesn't send me over the top. Like I'm so excited we got Matthew Judon tone, but I think the deal they said it can go up to about $6 million. So I'm sure that's with incentives, like if he gives you production, makes the playoffs, or sack total, something like that. But again, bro, it's a move that it doesn't move me either way. I'm not angry with the move. I'm not super excited about the move neither. It's just another guy to add to the room, Tom.
At this point, yes. But if Anthony Weaver could do for Matthew Judon what he did for dog, I keep what's the dude that went to Baltimore and had 9 sacks that year? He came from
Cal,
us.
Calvin Noy.
Calvin Noy. Look out. Look out. Cause we know Matthew Judon was considered one of them dudes for a 3 year span. He was one of them ones. So if you can even get 65% of that, maybe 70% of that, I'm telling you, with the rest of the guys on that line, he could be a difference maker. He can. But yeah, I'm taking a wait to see approach with him. I'm not gonna get too overexcited about it. I'm not gonna convince. I mean, yeah, convince myself that he's going to be the Matthew Judon of old. You got to show me, and so listen. I'm all about action right now. They got to show me before I just crown. I'm not crowning them, period. But before I get hold on, she's at 30, 32. How old is Calvin Noy? Somebody put that up for me before I get out of here. Somebody put up Calvin Noy
Calvin
age.
Noy. He's probably like 33, 34, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and that's so you mean to tell me he got that at 32, 33? That's what he got out of Calvin Noy? Or 31, 32? Like let's not act like Calvin Noy was a spring chicken when Anthony Weaver had him over there. Let's not do that. That's why I brought up his name, right? So if we could get that kind of production, how old was Calais Campbell last season?
I think he was 38, 39.
Oh, they say he's 30. Okay, then he might be young. But
No,
Cal-
boy, here at 30.
oh, um, what we did do, what we he's 38. Hold on. If Calvin, this is what I be
No,
trying to.
no, he's talking about Calais Campbell's 38.
Oh, yeah, Calais Campbell 38. And what the production we got out of him? We got nice production out of him.
Yeah.
Nice, hands down. And let's not act like Nene, I see you in the chat. Let's not act like Jaden Phillips don't live on the hour himself. Please, let's not do that. We not sorry. Matthew Judon hasn't been injured like Jalen Phillips, so I'm cool with that, and he could be a rotational piece. It's not like we coming here to ask him to play 700 snaps the season. We not be a freak of nature on pass rushing downs. That's all we ask you to do. These are facts. But again, I'm gonna take a wait to see on that. Either way, I'm gonna take a wait to see approach on that one. But at the end of the day, if they could pull off that cornerback, I'm good with that. Before we get up out of here, Lou, what do you think about? Hold on, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me look. I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm sorry. Anyway, what do you think about so far out of the first two seasons? I mean, the first two preseason games, and we already know about what we had them at 9 wins. The secondary concern you a bit more going into the season. If we don't make a move, I'm sorry. I mean, they put that. If we don't make a move for secondary, is it more concerning now than what we initially thought?
Well, again, I you know, mm, Um. Well, again, I think when we made our predictions to give 9 wins, I don't think Cater was out yet. Right? Ethan Bonner wasn't hurt. Things of that nature. It's getting worse. I'll say that. But I still have us as around 8 or 9 wins, Tone. I don't think
Same.
that has again, bro. I know it sounds crazy, but I think when you have a steady rotation of Chop, as of right now, Chop, Phillips, Chubb,
Man.
Seiler, Kenny
Oh,
Grant.
first class. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, no, you good. All these people, I think, again, when they're playing with the starters, I think they'll be better than what they're showing now. Um, I again, Tone, they just have to make a move, right? Whether they trade Jalen Phillips and go get a guy, or whether they get someone off the waiver wire or someone that gets cut off someone else's team. The fact of the matter is, they're going to bring in somebody to help this secondary, maybe even 2 players. But no, again, if you're trying to ask me, Tone, does it change my opinion of like what I believe this team's like winning? Nah, bro. Again, after 2 preseason games, again, Tone, again, I'm gonna be honest, bro. We had Xavier Howard on this football team. We had Jalen Ramsey. We had Byron Jones. We had all these guys, and we haven't won. I mean, how much more worse could it be? We haven't won shit anyway. Like those guys weren't doing nothing. So nah, bro. Again, I think they'll be better with the front seven in a complete game, helping them out. They do have to make a move, though, in my opinion. Maybe even 2. Like I said, bro, at this point, even if you don't want to pull off a trade, Tone, Stephon Gilmore's still out there.
Um,
Asante Samuel Jr. is still out there. Rasheed Douglas is still out there. I mean, go get one of them guys. So I'll just say that I think again you have to make a move, but I'm not again overly concerned. It's not changing my. I don't think we because what I've seen from the secondary, I'm not going to say, well, I had them at 9 wins and now all of a sudden they're at 4. Like I don't think they're that bad, Tone. I'll be honest. It got to get
I,
better, but I'm not changing my opinion though.
I'll say this. Yeah, I'm more of still around 8 or 9 wins. Don't change nothing for me. But what is, I'll say, you know what? I'm glad to hear that they're at least shopping and looking for secondary because we still don't change how we look at this team. I think that we are looking forward to the season after this year. We're not planning on being contenders this season, but a move like that is a move for the future. And that's what I'm really worried about. And that's what is a little bit for me that make me say, you know what? Okay, I see what they're doing. At least I could appreciate that they might try to make a move for the future if we get one of those DBs that we mentioned in here and play. So that's the only thing that I would say. But yeah, it's not changing so far. I see y'all in the chat. Just because we've been honest about what the potential of the player that we bought in could or may bring us, we're not being delusional about what type of season we expect this team to have. We just here to give y'all the content and let y'all know, like, hey, listen, this is a possibility, but in all reality, they got to show us before we just go ahead and change our mind and say, oh, all of a sudden we feel like we not the ones coming out here and say, "Oh man, he makes us a playoff contender." No, he don't. No one, no move that we made us a playoff contender, right? Um, and then if we do get that cornerback, that don't still to me, that's not gonna make it. That's gonna make me say, okay, I'm convinced that we might could get into the playoffs now. But to be a contender, no. I don't think no move unless we plan on getting off our quarterback this season. I don't think no move could make us a playoff contender. When I say contender, it's me contending in the playoffs to win the Super Bowl.
You crazy, Tone. According to the people in the chat, you get rid of Chris Greer, we're winning the Super Bowl.
Oh well, I mean that's why the people in the chat is in the chat.
Oh, yeah, you right on that?
Hey, there's no elaborator needed. What kind of elaboration you need? The people in the chat is why they in the chat. If they think that Chris Greer moving off of Chris Greer is going to make us no. Now the other GM might come in and change the whole, you know, the what you call it, the roster and the front office maybe. then they might build us into something. But changing Chris Greer with this team, these players are still
Now,
gonna be the players on the field.
now, this is not a
Sorry.
conversation or a topic for today, right? But just remember what you just said. And I want people to remember what you just said. You bring on another general manager here, right? These people, Tone, will tell you that the general manager is going to save all the damn problems. Now, me and you have already told these people if Stephen Ross hires a new general manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can that general manager now tell Stephen Ross how to run his business?
Go ahead. You asked me that, Lou?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Can a new
No,
general manager tell
no,
Stephen Ross
no,
how to run his team?
no. You can't.
All right. So if
Steve
a
Ross
new
still gonna be
general
on.
So if a new general manager gets hired and Stephen Ross says, "Hey, you're working with Tom Garfinkel, you're working with Brandon Shore, you're working as the collective," has anything changed?
No.
Thank you. So you're right. Those people that are in the chat, they should be in the chat for a reason. You're right.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. If the only way Steven Ross gonna change if he bring in a GM that he knows, I'm gonna sit back and let him run the show. If not, just Steven. That's not. Listen, that's nothing a GM could do about a head coach going over his head and the owner allowing that to happen. It's just nothing you could do about that. So it's the front office. We're not just blaming Chris Greer. We're not just blaming Stephen Ross, Tom Garfinkel, or Brandon Shaw. We blaming Stephen. Well, Stephen Ross is where it comes. Stephen Ross is where it comes, bro. I mean, where it starts. I'm sorry, is where it starts. If Stephen Ross do not change the way he allow this front office to be ran, don't get your hopes up, people. I'm sorry. We're not gonna come in here and lie to y'all and tell her, yeah, we get a new GM that might change. No, because that GM, no GM in the world is gonna allow his coaches or his people that he is supposed to be their boss to be able to go over their head and change things and outflank them. Oh, you mean to tell me I had this trade set up and you gonna let my head coach go to you and convince you that this is not a good idea? All right, well you let him be the GM then. Don't come to me. So I'm sorry. That does nothing but presents confusion, create confusion. That's what I'm looking for. That do nothing but create confusion, and you don't want confusion in your front office. That's dysfunction. You don't want that. But listen, out here, let me see y'all. Listen, it's 3:22. We gotta hit the road early in the morning. We will be driving up to Italy, so I gotta get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Listen, I'm gonna show up no matter what. We gonna get the show on the road no matter what. We appreciate all y'all. It's still 30 of y'all in this building. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, the like button, and make sure y'all share this content. Question of the day, Lewis and Tony. Does X get a pick on tour week 1 in Indy? X supposed to be going to Indy or something?
Yeah, yeah. He signed with the Colts today.
Oh, next, I'm not even for the start. Don't. Next episode, we might get. Oh, Lord, why you ain't tell me that? All right, shout out to Eric beginnings, whatever, man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
you know what I think, Tone, of when you just read that question by Von Joe?
What? He might
Just
be washed
stop.
up,
Y'all
y'all.
keep talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
I mean, are we talking about 37-year-old Xavier Howard? Is that
Hey,
what we doing?
man. Hey, man. Listen, it is what it is. Uh, he might show up. What time Minnesota play opening week? Y'all ever seen the water boy? he might he might have Flores on the sideline so Tua can start seeing goats. But listen, man, let me get up out of here, man. It's already 3:30. Got to get up early. Appreciate y'all. Make sure I hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Share the content. And listen, no one does it like us. No one. No one. No one is putting up from Europe and giving y'all this content. No one is putting up on a vacation. No one is putting up when you got life and like Lewis is, and you still got both of us on here. Shout out to the producer holding it down while the boy is out. making coming with up with these titles and the thumbnails. Thumbnails been fire, by the way. If y'all haven't been seeing the thumbnails, y'all make sure y'all give us producers some congratulations for what they doing. Lou, you know what to do, man. Get us up out of here.
Hey Tone, be safe out there in Europe. I apologize if my mic has been crappy. I seen a
No,
couple.
it's better now. Whatever you did now, keep doing it. It's phenomenal right now.
Yeah, because I'm on. Hey, listen, I'm on the road. I got my supervisor here next to me. He's been laughing the whole time when I'm on mute. He's talking about. He's like, "Hey, why you do a show with this guy Tone? He's been killing you all night." So, hey,
Oh,
Tone,
shout out to him, my man.
well, hey, listen, both you and him are wrong, by the way. But again, hey,
I
listen,
had our number one fan. He was supposed to come behind me with a Blitz pickup shirt so I could say we got fans out here. But he out here playing with cats, man. Get out of
hey,
here.
hey, this has been the Monday episode for Tony, the Tuesday episode of the Blitz Pickup. Tony, be safe, dog. For the producer in the back, everybody in the chat, again, shout out to the producer holding this thing down. Thumbnails have been awesome. For your boy Tone, for your boy right here, y'all know what it is. We'll see y'all Wednesday.
I see
The
you, Game Boy
Revolver.
305. Tell Jess she needed to
Who?
show before she could take over the chat. Stop it.
Oh, man, that's great. Hey,
But yeah,
y'all know what it is, man. The revolver goes.